First and foremost, this is always and forevermore for entertainment purposes. And for second, I got water in my beer. I want to say, if you're here by divine purpose to hear this simple little message. It is more important now of all of many times. It's getting more and more important now that everyone withdraw their consent to be governed by the corporate governances of the world. To announce with your mouth, even in your private home, doesn't matter, doesn't have to be a big public scenario, that you are withdrawing consent. You do not offer up your energy to them anymore. You are taking your energy back for yourself. Anyone who is taking your energy without your consent is trespassing. I don't care if they're a spirit or a real living being in the flesh. Not that, well, I guess spirits are real living too, to some. Anyway, I'm not going to split hairs. Okay? But this is serious. You guys, just like say it. I did this last week. I don't. It just kind of came to me, as I was thinking about all the ideas of beings out there stealing our energy, government stealing our energy, using us as slaves. The ideas. These are just ideas. Remember, entertainment purposes. That these so on and so forths are stealing your what they call loosh or whatever. Just say, if they're stealing from you, it's a trespass, and you need to announce that you are aware of them and that you do not consent to it. And even if it doesn't exist, just in case it does, just say, whosoever or whatsoever out there that is stealing my energy, I do not consent to it. And those of you who do steal are little snakes in the grass, hiding in the shadows like the cowards that you are, stealing my energy, and you are a trespasser. And I'm imaginarily getting you off of my land. Okay? You put it out there. You just tell them, I'm done. I'm not your energy resource anymore. Get off me and get out of my property. And see what happens. See if it does something for you. Because when I did that last week, like within the hour, I felt a lot of weight like come off of me. And I felt a little more open. And I claimed my energy for myself. Because the creator, whatsoever created this place, if, whatever, gave me this energy for me, my unique code, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? My unique personality, my unique piece of the creator to experience the creator self, gave it to me. Put me into this body on this plane called Earth and said, there you go. It's yours. Do what thou wilt is the whole of the law. And then what? Everybody turned it into, oh, that's satanic. Oh, that's evil. Oh, no. It's not about doing whatever you want to somebody else's detriment. It's about more than that. And if you're so small-minded, you have a tiny little brain in your noggin about that big, that you can't get around it, then just scroll on by, because this ain't for you if your brain is that small. Okay. So, there was something else. Something to the effect, oh, what was it? I just lost it. What was it? It was just on the tip of my tongue. Under the idea of do what thou wilt as a whole of the law. Oh, it brought to mind the parable or the story from the Christian religion that is, you should know because you're in this area, realm, whatever. You might know it, maybe. Where Jesus is in front of Pontius Pilate, and the Zionists turned him over and was like, "Oh, he's a blasphemer and he's doing all this stuff and he's violated our laws." So they turned him over to the Romans, and Pilate questions him and he says, "What? You know that I could put you in jail, or you know that I have the power to do these things to you." And what's the story go? You remember it? Huh? Oh man, I must be making you want to pull your freaking hair out with this bullcrap because I'm like beating around the bush. Okay, so Jesus says, "You would have no authority over me unless it were given you by God." What does that mean? Basically, Jesus says, "I didn't give you authority over me. Period. You have no power over me." It's very important, that statement. As we live today with these regimes that puff themselves up and self-proclaim themselves the authorities of all. Remember, again, this is the third time I'm going to say it for entertainment purposes. You have no power over me is foundational for you to get in here and in here. Get it in you. Understand, comprehend. No one has power over another. You wearing a costume doesn't give you magical powers over another. You don't have power over anyone, not even your child. For when you trespass against another and force another no matter what, to some degree, there's a fine line in there with children because you have to protect them, so you have to kind of make sure they don't, of course you can't allow them to run out in the middle of the road when there's cars going by, so you have to force them to stay in the yard. That's different. Obviously. But you know what I mean. When you start to trespass and you degrade and belittle and treat inhumanely, do nasty, bad things, the list goes on, you become the trespasser, okay? We don't do that to people. Normally, right? It's not acceptable in society. So just because somebody puts a costume on with a little metal medallion and a metal piece of to unalive you with doesn't give them legitimate, lawful authority. We used to call those people that come around with those pieces and stuff, we used to call them gangsters. We used to call them thieves, liars, terrorists. I mean, like all kinds of stuff. We used to call them all kinds of things, right? For entertainment purposes. So, yeah. Take your power back. It's it. Claim it for yourself. If you want to go further into it, you can submit 3 documents is what I suggest. Revocation of power of attorney, a paramount claim of life and estate, and a cease and desist. And opt out of that system and stop paying and obeying it. Okay? That's just an idea, just for entertainment.